What? Oh, Garcia? You want to know about Garcia? What's that? Oh, what's my birth sign? My birthday is April 20th. I was born in 1970. So I'm on the cusp. I'm on the cusp of Aries and Taurus. So if you follow that astrology stuff, my father's a Virgo, my mother's a Virgo. Here, let me give you something real, just so you can take a little something away. And I started to do this earlier, I got off track. I was born in East Oakland. Here's my real story. And just respect it, understand it. If you connect to it, cool. I was born in East Oakland. I'm half black, I'm half white. And as a kid in my generation, it was tough for me because I didn't know if I was black enough because my mama was white. I used to get a lot of flack from kids. You don't walk the walk. You don't talk the talk. You ain't a real black person. You ain't this. You too soft. You do this. Now, I didn't grow up with my daddy like a lot of black folks. It's just what it is, and it's getting better. So brothers out there, it's easy to put a child in this world, but we need our daddy. We need our daddies. But my father ran with the Black Panthers. For the OGs in the crowd, you know who that is. The Black Panthers was a civil rights group, a militant group. He wasn't a Panther, but he ran with the Panthers. Tupac Shakur's mama ran with the Panthers. Now you look at Tupac and you look at me and you go, those two have nothing in common. But believe it or not, history, we have a lot in common. And when I knew Tupac, I didn't know him well, but I met him and I mentioned that to him. And it opened his eyes because he saw that, there's a bunch of different types of us fighting the same fight. So my father ran with the Panthers. My father had to do some time because he got in trouble by the man at the time. My father did 4 years in San Quentin. My mother told me that he wasn't in jail, he was in school because she wanted to protect me. My mother's white, but she got an ass like a black woman. She got an ass like a black woman. She built like a sister. She white. Shemar, she's from Boston. Shemar, pop the car, put your sneakers on, I'm stopping. She talks like that. So my daddy saw all that junk. He talked his talk. And some things happened and they made me. But then life happened and they had to take care of me. So I lived out of the country for the first 6 years of my life. I lived in Denmark. Denmark is a Danish-speaking country. I lived in Denmark from when I was 6 months to 3 years old. Then we moved. My father, he went to school. He went to Quentin. My mother didn't want to raise me in the racial injustices of what was going on in the States at the time because it was difficult for her to be a white woman taking care of a black child with no man. So we stayed out of the country and my mother was highly educated. My mother had a master's in counseling. She had a business degree. She had a teacher's degree. So she was able to get work. I'm going to preach to you and then we can have some fun. But I just want you to know a little bit of who I am. I'm not just some celebrity that wants to come up here and have girls scream at him and do all that stuff. I am very blessed to do what I do because of the mother that I had. Now my father is an interesting man. And I've had to learn from him as I got older. But my values, my support group, my start to life came from my mom. So we lived in Bahrain from 3 to 6. From when I was 3 to 6, it's an Arabic-speaking country. My mother put me in a British private school so I could learn English. So I was saying, "Mommy, may I have some tea?" I was talking like that. And that's why I can relate to Barack Obama. I'm not saying we are the same. He is president of the United States. I bow down. He's our first. He's our first black president. He's our first president of color. And for me, he's the first man in the White House who can get the rest of this country, along with this world, to see past color. If we can see past color, all of us have a better chance of being the same. All of us have a better chance of striding high. But Barack Obama has put pressure on me, and he's put pressure on all of you. Just because there's a black president doesn't mean it's going to be easy for us now. We got to work harder. Because now we can't say the man is keeping us down or come up with excuses. Because now, anything is possible for anybody. And I'm not saying it's easy, I'm not promising you you're going to make your dream come true. You got to have a dream, and you got to wake up every day, and you got to do the hardest part. You got to chase your dream. And and your friends and your loved ones are going to tell you can't do it. Ain't nobody in this family ever done that. And hopefully you have people to say you can do it. You got to sit with yourself, and you got to know that you want to be, you want to be whatever that is. And it's lonely. I promise you it's lonely. Nobody told me I would be an actor. Nobody. And my best friends and family from way back would have bet against me. I wanted to be a professional baseball player. I got drafted by Boston Red Sox and the Baltimore Orioles coming out of high school. I threw 95 miles an hour. I was a pitcher. I was good. Dave Stewart, for you OGs, Dave Stewart was a pitcher for the Oakland A's. He worked with me for 6 months. My uncle, on my mother's side, he played in the Red Sox organization. I wanted to be a baseball player. And believe it or not, to stand up here and talk to all these people like this, I do that now because I've had 18 years of experience. I'm a professional actor. But when I was a kid, I was shy. I was really shy. I didn't hear the N-word. We all know what that is. But I'm not gonna say it amongst these kids. We don't need to, we don't need to celebrate that. I didn't hear the N-word until I was 7 years old. I came back from overseas, and the stereotypical red hick truck at the time, some white guys in it, threw some things at me and started calling me that. I didn't know what it was. Okay? So I had to grow into my blackness, but I had to respect my white side because it raised me. I had to learn my blackness. So I did my homework. I learned my history. Okay? I have to appreciate what is a part of me. But people told me, you can't do this, you can't do that. And I found something, and the reason I got into acting was because I knew I was shy. I knew that I wasn't being my real self. Acting is great. I get to go to cool parties, I get to fly around, I got a nice car, I got a nice house. But the best part of acting is I gotta find my truth. I gotta find my truth to tell these stories, and so all of you can watch me and believe the story. Now, if you like me because of this, because of that, take your shirt off, that's all love, trust me, I ain't mad. Baby, I'm doing sit-ups for you. I'm doing sit-ups for you. I mean, I felt like we got that out of your system. We got that out of your system. But no, look, I want to have some fun with y'all, but I say all this to say, just to give you a sense that I'm the real dude who fought a real fight, and I'm still fighting a real fight. Somebody backstage when I was coming over here said, I said, I'm reading a script on the plane because I got an audition next week for a big movie. And they said, you still have to audition? I'm like, oh my God, Denzel might not have to audition. George Clooney might not have to audition, but Shemar Moore, 18 years in the game, still has to fight for everything I got. So I'm doing well, I'm blessed. But the hardest, it's so hard to make it in this game, in entertainment, in anything, whatever you're doing, it's hard to take care of your family. It's hard to believe in your dreams. But what's even harder is to stay there. Now, I've been in the game 18 years, but trust me, the game will kick me out real fast if I'm not on top of my game. So I'm here to say thank you because you guys watch me, you guys support me, and you help me achieve my goals and my dream. And I'm telling you that I'm not standing here by myself. You can do what I do. You might not be an actor when you grow up, but maybe you will. You want to be a singer, you want to be a doctor, you want to be a nurse. But my mother made me do this. When I got drafted by the baseball team, my mother wouldn't let me go into the draft. She said, no. You're a minority in this country. You're going to make sure that you give yourself the best chance you can have, and you're going to go to school. So she made me take the SATs 6 times. She made me go to college. I got into college on a baseball scholarship. I was a communication major. And that's where I learned about acting. I got into theater arts as an actor. So I can feel like I'm preaching to you, but it's important to me that I don't just come up here and shake my ass and make some jokes and have a good time. I want you to realize, I want you to know what it took for me to get where I'm at and where I'm still trying to go. But hopefully I touched somebody in here.